everybody, Eraser Queen here. I'm just sort of making this video for all the incredibly awesome artists over at ATCsforall.com and illustratedATCs.com. I've been hosting for, I don't know, about 8 years now, and a couple of years ago I saw that people were starting to make these really cool little like card envelopes. I'm not sure who came up with the idea first. I've seen it around ATCs.com and on some blogs. So the idea is not original to me, but I thought it was a really great idea because it, well, when I host, when I'm finished unpacking all the cards and laying them out, I generally have a wad of scotch tape that is like maybe this big. I'm not kidding. And not only is that kind of hard to sort of like, you know, be peeling tape away from cards and it gets stuck to cards, and sometimes when you're peeling away tape it sort of takes the little plastic sleeve and warps it and stretches it. These little envelopes here eliminate all of that. So not only is it less frustrating for a host, but it also lessens the carbon footprint, I guess, on our planet, because all of that tape is going to end up in a landfill. So I'm just going to show you 3 different ways to make these really easy little card sleeves. This is just made with a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And the way I do that is I take my 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and just fold it like that. Nice trifold. And then I take my ATC and kind of eyeball it. I mean, I'm using the ATC here as an example, but this is like I'm folding about 1/3 of the amount of paper. Then, putting an ATC in the middle, I take my stapler, and you need to have a long stapler because you're going to have paper that's going into the stapler. I make sure it's fairly close to the ATC, but I don't want to staple the ATC. And just staple like that. Then I butt the ATC up against the staple so it's somewhat snug, and do the same thing on the other side. And that basically creates 3 sections for 3 ATCs. If your ATCs are fairly thin, you can probably even get 2 in there if you want to send 6 ATCs. If the envelope is a little too long, this is an 8.5 by 11 paper, but it fits. If it's too long, for example, I'm also going to show you how to make one out of an envelope. You can always cut it. But say you have an old used envelope. What I always do, again, like when I'm hosting, sometimes I will end up making a lot of these little guys using envelopes that have been mailed to me. I will take like a black marker and just sort of, you know, go over my name, and I always pretend there is a return address here. Rip off the return address just to protect people's privacy, because the person getting the sleeve might not necessarily be the person whose address is up here. So I want to make sure that I'm protecting privacy. And I just, it doesn't matter if this little part's gone. Fold it again, about 1/3. The envelope gets folded. And the same thing again. Put the ATC in the middle. Staple on one side. Snug it up to the side. Staple the other side. Like that. And since this is a business size envelope, if you can't, like I was saying earlier, get the business size envelope into another business size envelope, that's not a big deal at all. There's more than enough room on the ends to cut. Just put like a place ATC and cut the end off. You only really need to cut off one end, and then it will fit in the envelope just fine. Like that. A lot of times people will use a different sized envelope. This is like a little note card sized envelope. I get these a lot also, but I also reuse them. What I do is just a little bit different. Again, if there's any address on here, I'll try and remove it. Fold about 1/3 that, and then I put the ATC in lengthwise, like that. I usually pack about 3 ATCs into an envelope this size, so make sure you have several ATCs in there, or when you staple it, don't staple it quite so close to the edge, because you'll need a little bit of leeway to get extra ATCs in there, so you don't need to make this quite as snug. Essentially what you're just trying to do is to keep ATCs from moving around in the card. The envelope. Because all of these envelopes, when they go through the postal system, are read electronically, so they get sorted through a great big machine. And if you have a bunch of ATCs that are sliding over to the side, you're going to get bulk on one side of your envelope, and it won't be able to get through the machine. It'll jam, and in many cases it'll rip. I've actually lost cards and swaps from hosts who didn't return cards to me that were secure, and I've had a number of players, even up until recently, sending me cards that are moving to the edge of an envelope. Sometimes it makes it through okay, but you really don't want to take that risk, because it's your art, and your art is precious to you and to the people who are going to be receiving it. So those are just 3 simple ways that you can make your little ATC sleeves. And I really urge you to do this because it makes it so much easier for the host. And again, it makes it so that your cards won't slip and slide around, and your art will get to you. Your returns will come to you safe, and your submissions will be received by the host as safe. So, ooh, the purple goes with the card. Oh, that is cute. Ah, serendipity. Okay, thank you for watching.